we go through the introduction? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to The Business List, your source for stories inside the party across the country and around the world. We are LP Alliance, Intercaucus Coalition, rebuilding the Libertarian Party and revolutionizing the Liberty Movement. My name is Amanda Griffiths. I'm joined by Jake Porter. I'm joined by Rose Leatherman. I appear not to, in fact, be joined by Kyle Davis. He's not here. Oh, wait, no.
We thought we were finally rid of him, but he just keeps coming back.
Tried to destroy him. I'm the reason, and my hotel internet is slightly the reason that I'm late. So that's my fault. I apologize. How is everyone?
I specifically
Alive.
know it was a technical problem, and there
Somehow we're still alive.
Somehow, John Bolton has been indicted. My goodness, Dave Davis is on the ball, as usual. But we have a lot to get to, so much that I'm frankly not exactly sure where to start, but we're going to try.
I was thinking we need to just do a special 3-hour episode this evening.
We do, but then we would miss the LPA meeting and need to comment on that. All right, everyone. Should we start with party news? Because we do have a Colorado convention coming up. And that is
Take
this
3,
weekend.
right? Yeah, 3.
Take 4. Take 4 now.
Oh, right. Wasn't there one that
So
was already canceled the first time?
Yes, the first convention was canceled because of slurs made by the then and possibly still its disputed chair, Hannah Goodman. The second one was canceled because of last-minute discovery of improper notice. The third one did in fact happen and was validated.
But also had improper notice in many ways.
What?
The third one's the one that the members showed up to and had.
Yes.
Remember, the first one for the petting zoo failed twice.
Yes, I know. And so now we're on the third one. And the third one had membership.
But
was
supposedly, or may or may not have been
but their
legit.
leadership claimed that it wasn't happening.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So now we have the fourth one, for which there have been Republicans recruited. And by the way, as we reported on earlier, the last administration is still refusing to relinquish assets. So calendars are tough, Dustin. And I think Jim Wiley would agree with you, and that's why we need to send Jim Wiley a thick dudes of LPA calendar.
Speaking of, we have a source in the administration of the LPCO that has told us that Hannah Goodman told them that part of the reason they're having such a hard time with these dates and times is that Karen Ann used to always remind them. Which is particularly hilarious as they're suing Karen Ann.
Yes. So this comes just this week. Karen Ann was served, I believe. And we also had a number of, essentially this is an attempt to stop people from turning out to this convention, which is why it's very important that we make calls and get people to turn out to convention. But we have this here. We, the Libertarian Party of Colorado, we take our bylaws and procedures seriously. I can hear the mustaches twirling from over here.
Which is why they always remember to give proper notice for their conventions, right?
Yes. Well, it's in the bylaws. We recently learned that a group of members have filed. It's like an elementary English as a second language mistake. A group of members have filed paperwork. In some languages, that would make sense. With the Colorado Secretary of State, and have claimed the upcoming convention is not proper, and we are fighting back against these fraudulent claims. Look, the Colorado Secretary of State has actually already validated the prior convention and the results thereof. It's simply that now there is a rogue board that is illegally refusing to relinquish assets. As a result, actions have been filed. Do you want to go over this? So, plaintiff...
Very lightly.
What?
I think that the counter is the one to go over because all of the major...
I just want to ask why there are two
claims are in
Kyle Davises. 'Cause
Why
I think
are there
that's
Wanted
two Kyle
that's
Davises?
everyone's worst nightmare, I think.
Really is, honestly. And I don't know what
That's
to tell
fair.
you, but
We'll focus on what this particular one is saying.
Dave, why are they suing Karen Harlos? Why aren't they suing Karen and Harlos? Why aren't they? What hasn't she done? They're suing her, Dave, for not reminding them when their meetings are supposed to be and when notice requirements terminate. So what is the counter, Kyle? You want to go over this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly here.
Okay.
So we were given a copy of a redacted response to this, along with a temporary restraining order, against the Libertarian Party of Colorado by and through the chairperson of the LP Colorado, Hannah Goodman. So obviously it's redacted. On October 15th, 2025, the defendant sent an email to counsel about the relief requested, to which there was no response. Due to there being an emergency hearing set on October 17th, 2025, and the fact that as a pro se defendant in a different county, that this pleading needs to be hand-delivered timely, it is presumed plaintiff objects. Defendant was served on the evening of October 15th, and the portions of the motion that are co-filed are the same. So 2 of the defendants against Colorado have responded with this motion to strike plaintiff's verified ex parte motion for temporary restraining order by all subject defendants. So, basically, all this is saying, here are the reasons they're full of shit, here are the laws they have broken, and pointing out that they have spent over $1,200 on filing these, and then they also paid to get them forcefully delivered to someone, and they got laws wrong. So we'll get here, but know that sorry.
What?
That there's a counselor who apparently seemingly signed off on this nonsense from Jim Wiley, and there are literally things wrong legally in it. So not a good look for that counselor or for Jim Wiley.
Jim Wiley used to work for that counselor?
He did.
Ah.
So point the first. Plaintiff states that this action is brought under statute. However, that statute is wholly inapplicable to the plaintiff. See paragraph 1, plaintiff's ex parte motion. They legitimately, and this is better explained in the second point. So let me read the second point. Colorado election law is divided into 2 sections, with statute, particularly the above section, being applicable to only major political parties in Colorado, to wit as described in the definitions. Their claim against the defendants, the people who went to this previous convention and exercised their rights as members, is that if this was a major party, they would have additional things they would be required to do. And the problem with that is that if you look at that, that would also require LP Colorado to have done a bunch of things they haven't. So it's not a major party. They don't believe it's a major party, and they're attempting to use major party law to intimidate people. That's bad kinds of illegal. You might even call it fraudulent. Political party means a major political party as defined in section. So, 3. The LPCO is a minor political party and not subject to that statute, but instead is subject to Article 4. And they show where it is a minor party. And then there's also Exhibit 1, Appendix to Party Bylaws. In their bylaws, they reference all of the statutes correctly, which means that the people who have filed this suit either have never read the bylaws or intentionally are ignoring their own bylaws to try to intimidate members out of voting. Plaintiff is aware of this fact, having been the subject of a prior case in which LPCO was in flagrant violation of its own bylaws and attempting to replace RFK Jr. on the Colorado Libertarian ballot line, see case, and thus it is mystifying that it is attempting to invoke that inapplicable statute. Even if that statute were applicable, and it is not, it's not even remotely clear it would apply in this situation, as its plain language appears to give major parties control of controversies in their constituent units, not ultimately say over their delegates in convention or in state-level controversies between alleged rival claimants. Of course, one side would just, by fiat, declare itself correct. Oh boy! Since the statute upon which the plaintiff's ex parte motion is based and inapplicable, the motion should be stricken without anything further being needed. There's the next thing is about ambiguity in the bylaws, and how Roner comes in. And it points out in Exhibit 2 that Goodman states that she would be called on June 28, 2025 meeting to order.
She didn't call it to order, however.
She did not, but she said she was going to in her email canceling it.
Right. But there's
So-
documentation
Yeah,
of these claims not actually being true.
Indeed.
I mean, isn't that the point? Like, it's saying that members were deprived of their rights because they were, not
Yep.
able to participate in a convention that they were told would be at least gavelled in. And
Exactly. Further, the alleged invalidity of the June 28, 2025 convention, and a prior one unmentioned by the plaintiff, I would argue too, is due to the board's own admitted incompetence and public misbehavior reported by the Denver Post. It is inequitable that a board can fail in their duties multiple times to the detriment of its members, then rely upon its failures for its own benefit. And I'd just like to point out there that some heroic individuals from some LPA group actually interviewed leadership within LPCO, where they directly admitted to this incompetence and public misbehavior. And it's on video and is being used now in this suit. We literally had Jim Wiley tell us that he, Goodman, and the former treasurer were grossly negligent and incompetent, but also the best options to continue into the future.
Well,
So,
people
this
are
is
proud
why
of
we
their
need-
ignorance.
go ahead. Yeah. This is why we need, to any people who serve on executive or state committees in their state parties who are watching this, propose a change to your bylaws if it's not already in there, that if someone is this incompetent that they can't properly notice a convention more than once, then they should be declared unfit to serve in any type of leadership role within the party.
And for this reason specifically, libertarians are supposed to be extremely detail-oriented and
Uh-huh.
meticulous and overly focused on the minutia. The fact that someone cannot read a calendar suggests that there is no way that they can memorize anyone's baseball stats, and ergo are not a real libertarian. It's that's science. I don't know what else to tell you. Clearly,
Right,
this
that's the
person did
thing.
not
They
take enough
should-
Tylenol as a child.
Yeah, that's the thing. They should be declared not only unfit to hold a leadership role, but unfit to be in a libertarian party, period. Clearly, they're not one of us
Claude,
if they
he just-
can't read a calendar and understand
forgot-
the
he just was using the
intricacies
wrong
of their party
calendar.
bylaws.
Well, I want to hear Jake's point. Jake, you're grossly incompetent. What do you have to say?
He was just using the wrong calendar. I mean, you have to buy these damn things every year. He was just using the same calendar over and over again and just didn't know.
I see.
Honest mistake.
So, like, you feel like you can
I'm
just
sure.
recycle it. If you don't have to physically tear off
He
the
was
page and throw it
trying to
away.
Yeah, he was trying to be resourceful, and here we are just criticizing him.
It was a word of the day calendar. One of the words was ambit. He wanted to use it in a bylaws meeting.
Grumpy Gnome says that he feels like we're talking about him. But I just want to point out that LP George's convention happened, and there was not a single notice that was fucked up. So, good job, Gnome.
Baseball stats is what makes a libertarian. I mean, like, I'm a hockey person myself. But
No. Yeah, we're not
She is
sports ball
Hockey
people.
robot.
I'm not.
I
I
thought that's
used to
what
be
made
a
us
goalie.
libertarians, that we are not sports ball people.
I like the sports.
Luckily,
puck
hockey is a
myself.
puck and not a ball.
True,
Yep.
true.
Sports puck.
So yeah, that one doesn't count. So
As plaintiff notes, there's a convention scheduled for October 18th, 2025, and it would be completely improper, premature interference for the court to predetermine their delegates' decision. The plaintiff cannot put their fingers on the scale of the decision of the convention by taking this out of the hands of the delegates and into its own, absent grave probable error by the delegates or additional
Provable error.
board failures, which, if they do happen,
Not probable
has not
error.
been proven to have happened
Definite
yet.
error if it's provable.
Um,
Is it probable?
Okay.
I think Jim Wiley, he's reading a sundial. we should all admire the dedication. He goes out every day to feed the rabbits and read a sundial. So yes, this prior convention as well, we should note, was certified by the Colorado Secretary of State. So there's not much of an argument to be had here. Just Kyle talking, Natalie. There's not much of an argument to be had here, apart from the fact that everyone actually seems to be ready to consider this convention's results valid. So, and that includes the LNC. That even includes the folks on the rogue board's opposition. But people are still trying to make this an unfair convention. And Alexa got the rabbits reference. Excellent. Wonderfully done. Trying to scare people away, essentially. So we have that, and that's why it's important for people to turn out if they are able to vote in this convention. We've been obviously doing call pushes. Now, Colorado, the Rogue Board, has sent out notice saying that people have to pre-register for the convention. That's not true.
Which is not in their bylaws.
Not true. And again, this is a way for them to read the room ahead of time. We don't want them to read the room ahead of time. So we want people to understand that, if you're registered for the Colorado convention, or rather, if you're eligible to vote in Colorado, you don't need to pre-register. That's not true.
So when did this whole pre-registry thing happen?
Earlier this week, they sent out the emails about it.
Okay, and how far in advance did you supposedly have to pre-register?
You just before the convention.
No.
Yeah, that seems kind of out of left field.
I mean,
So
we've
out of
also
right
had
field, in
sources
fact.
close to
Yeah.
Goodman who have explained that they are intending to not respect the credentialing of people, and that they intend to, decredential anyone that basically they don't want to be there. They're hoping that use this as a way to decredential people. It's really fucked.
Well, good luck with that. Hector Roos is asking what we're looking at, because apparently he was not given a copy of this.
Hector, it's going to take you too long to read.
Yeah. You can have
and you're not going to have enough
ChatGPT
time
give
to
you
read
a
it.
rebuttal. So
You're not going to have enough time to read it, basically. Like, we can give it to you, but you would complain that you weren't given enough time to consider it and really think about it.
it's okay. ChatGPT can generate a response on his behalf.
ChatGPT may have generated this document.
Potentially. Although, I don't think this one would have been.
No. Clearly, it's Antifa.
No, it looks like they're
clearly.
using the same counsel for the plaintiff is the same guy that they have. It was suggested that they used for the New Mexico problems.
I see. Well, fortunately, we can talk about those too. On this path,
I forgot this too. They have shortened the time for check-in to a single hour instead of the usual 2. They are attempting to do everything they can to fuck members over and not let legitimate members vote in this convention.
So are they going by
It
alphabetical
is
order
nonsense.
or order of arrival or what?
So what they intend to do is credential everyone who is a registered Republican, and then no one else.
I'm laughing at you, bro. Sorry. Can armadillos not watch their backs?
This doesn't make any sense. If you're registered for the convention and you're a legitimate member, like, credentialing takes as long as it takes. I don't think I've ever seen a convention put a time limit on credentialing.
I think a credentialing requirement should be reading a calendar.
You'd think.
And not being a registered Republican.
Fair. Although, no, they've got those. They've got a Republican sponsoring their convention. It's wild. No word, by the way, on whether that Republican has been restored the money that he overpaid, illegally overpaid.
I got to say, the candidate seems to be pretty good, Dill. He has an ad that's entirely in Spanish. And so he already seems to be pretty good. And he was smart enough to buy the Libertarian State Convention. That's pretty good marketing right there.
Hector, credentialing does not stop when the meeting starts. LPWI did credentialing through the convention.
Yep. If you show up,
Right,
you
yeah.
should be credentialed all the way through the end of the convention,
I
and you can
yeah,
vote on
first,
anything after that point.
or yeah, I've shown up to conventions and been slightly late before. Like, if you are a legit member and you are registered, they credential you.
You just don't get to vote in the votes that have already happened.
Right.
But
Yeah, but that's your
you're
own
there.
fault for
Yeah.
showing up late.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, yeah. Wow.
A helmet would have. I think also another similarity between Jim Wiley and Leon Trotsky. Both of them probably needed helmets some point in their lives. All right, Jim Wiley still does. So are we ready to move on to New Mexico, which is another state that is having dueling party problems?
The other things here are just that, like the asks, which are basically fuck off with this lawsuit bullshit and let people have their convention. So that's it.
In New Mexico, or rather at the LNC meeting this past Sunday, was it Saturday? I was traveling. Time has no meaning. It was probably Sunday.
It was a
Sunday.
3-day
I just remembered.
weekend, so I think it was Sunday, but it's a day that felt like Saturday.
I have 0-day weekends now that I'm an LPA.
Okay, fair.
It felt like it took an entire weekend.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But it was really to only do one thing. And that one thing was form a litigation committee with regard to New Mexico. For those of you who have not been following along at home or in your Mexican villas, there are two libertarian parties in New Mexico, kind of. So there's the one that predates the actual National Libertarian Party. And that party broke off post Rena Reaction, still called itself the Libertarian Party, but no longer affiliates with National, and is home to a lot of Liberal Party folks. Then there is what is called the Free New Mexico Party, I believe. Is that correct?
Sounds right.
That is, I can never remember the actual name. That is headed by a rather interesting individual. It's very Mises Caucus heavy. And this is the party that claims to be the actual Libertarian Party of New Mexico, although there is another party that is actually called the Libertarian Party of New Mexico. Now being threatened with legal action for copyright and brand infringement, essentially. So people are of a couple minds on this. And I'll just say, in LPA, we have been talking with some of the folks in the actual Libertarian Party, or rather in the Libertarian Party of New Mexico that broke off, trying to bring them back into the fold and reconcile them with National. This has been a slow-going effort because National keeps sending them angry letters that say mean things. And usually when someone sends you an angry letter that says mean things, like what I do to Kyle every day, you don't want to talk to them. Now, Kyle's a masochist and he still calls me. But usually, you kind of don't want to negotiate with those people. So where we are now is that on Sunday, there was a litigation committee formed to pursue whether legal action in New Mexico would be appropriate. And this is where we are. I was mercifully flying like a bird during this meeting and could not attend it. So some of the people who actually saw it will need to describe just how it was not able to be as brief as it should have been.
Well, we had people talk out of turn, and we had people get irritated with those who were talking out of turn. That much I do remember.
That's been happening a lot everywhere.
I just hope they had fun.
And Pat Ford had to talk.
Isn't he always talking out of turn?
He talks
Yes,
in
his
turn, he
status
just
update.
talks a lot.
I would consider anything Pat's saying at this point out of turn.
No argument.
Yeah, point well taken. So yes, litigation committee is going to figure out somehow whether action should be pursued and make a recommendation to the executive committee, and then the executive committee will vote on this. That's about where we are in this situation.
These are the most litigious people I think that I have ever heard of. People in the Libertarian Party, they always want to sue someone. We're going to sue someone for this, for that.
Right.
Before too long, we're just giving our money to the state. That's all we're doing
Yep,
right now.
yep.
We're just going to give all our money to the state because we want to prove a point. The party doesn't have enough money to be doing these lawsuits, and I get the arguments for trademark. I'm not a fan of either side in this. I'm really not. I'm not a fan of one side that wants to join the Liberal Party but wants to keep the Libertarian Party name. The Libertarian Party name you say is toxic. Why do you want to keep that name?
I think a lot of it's a screw you. I think a lot of it is.
Yeah,
Right. I
and
mean,
I'm sure
a lot
it
of
is.
state parties formed before there was a national party, before they affiliated. So I guess the thinking is, why should we have to give up our name? Sorry, go ahead.
And I get those arguments, but I just find it all childish, and I just kind of want the problems to go away, and us just to move forward on all these
Right.
things, and to have some unification there, or just to go our separate ways. So that's fine too, but let's not do this things of dueling parties and lawsuits back and forth.
I think there should be actual dueling. I would
That
support
would
this.
Now
that
that
would
would be-
resolve it at least. Like, just resolve it
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
and for all.
Only be
Go
one.
out, duel, whoever wins. Yeah, whatever
And I
happens,
think-
happens, and you're the Libertarian Party now. You're the real one. Just
You're
get
getting
it
a lot
done.
of support for the Second Amendment with that one because, whoever has the gun wins. What is Lex referring to? Let's see if Derek Scott's email quote will get auto-censored or not. What was the email quote?
I don't remember, but the fact that it's not there suggests to me that she tried to put it there and it didn't get to stay.
I see. All right. So Derek Scott said something that YouTube doesn't want you to know about. Oh, here we go.
Sure.
Yes, Amazon Alexa, not Amazon Alexa, just posted this. Derek Scott frequently writes rambly emails that sound very unhinged, and also there's a strange capitalization going. This very Trumpian. Love my family with a capital F. Love my family. I have.
Supposedly, it's voice to text, or that's
But that
The
doesn't
explanation, at least?
explain why he's saying "love my family, I have and would never hurt any of them." But
No,
if
I need
they
to be right
threaten-
back.
there's-
Sorry.
Not much options. I will have. There is not much option. That's not something that voice to text screws up. That's something that your voice screws up
Oh.
and then is reflected in text.
okay. Be nice. The guy just had a drive-by shooting at his house. You can tell by the way you can hear a gunshot down the street if you watch the video.
In that case, I have had many drive-by shootings while living in Chicago and Los Angeles.
Right. So I can see both sides of this, because, like, in theory, yeah, I understand why the Libertarian Party needs to have control over its name and its trademark. Because suppose you have a state affiliate that goes rogue and starts posting, I don't know, like white nationalist content while still calling themselves the
Wouldn't
Libertarian
happen,
Party. They
Rose.
start making
We haven't
making us
done
look
it.
bad. They start destroying the public image of libertarians. They start making it so that people who had been involved in the party for years are suddenly afraid to be affiliated with the party because they're worried about their professional reputations. And then suppose the National Party were to finally do something and cut off the state party that is destroying everyone's reputation and flagrantly violating their bylaws. And then suppose that state party were to refuse to stop using the name Libertarian. They carry on using the porcupine and torch symbols. They keep using the name that they agreed would belong to the National Party when they signed their affiliate agreement, which is true in some cases, not true in certain others. But like, I can understand why you wouldn't want someone who's not affiliated with the actual party being able to use the name and trademarks. In this particular case, though, it sounds like it's not simply a matter of, okay, depending on who you ask, this is being framed as the Liberal Party infiltrating and taking over and convincing the New Mexico Party to join the Liberal Party and to leave the National Libertarian Party. From
Let's
what
be honest.
I understand.
is-
Oh, go ahead.
Just quickly, when is the last time actual liberals, like lowercase l, not leftist guys, actual liberals have taken over anything? What
Isn't there a quote?
they
from
are
fascists
repeatedly
saying-
trying to not take things over. It's retrench, retrench, retrench. It's crazy. Anyway, sorry.
From fascists saying that you can implement fascism right before their eyes, and the most they'll do is like call emergency sessions of Congress to like.
It's true.
It is.
It's completely true. And then they'll want to work with the fascists. You know, if we just get the fascists to have liberalish markets and abide by our trade
If we
agreements, then
write
eventually they'll see how great liberals is.
If we write a really meanly worded resolution,
We will write a strongly worded cable to the leaders of foreign bodies.
anyway,
Let's have a summit. Sorry.
more on that
yeah.
later. Like, from
If
what I
we
understand,
continue to denounce Nazis, surely they'll just go home.
from what I understand, like with the New
You know,
Mexico
the Germans
Party.
will get tired of fighting was not. I'm sorry.
Oh no, with
Go
the
on,
New,
Rose.
okay, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, they were originally planning on staying as an affiliate of the National Party. They held a convention. The Mises people lost. The Mises people in national leadership did not like the fact that the Mises people lost. And so they did their usual thing of trying to find loopholes in the bylaws that would allow them to overturn the results of the convention. At which point, the New Mexico Party decided to voluntarily disaffiliate because they did not want to be part of a party that was going to try to meddle in their affairs and weaponize technicalities, if there even were some of those. So,
Yeah.
so while I do understand the argument for retaining control of the brand, like these things need to be considered on a case-by-case basis. If this is a matter of a state party that left because they were being unfairly treated by the National Party, I think we should be trying to reconcile with them and bring them back in, as opposed to jumping to suing them. And it sounds like there have not really been much in the way of negotiations tried beforehand. It could have something to do with the fact that there's a new party now that is being led by people who are handpicked by certain other members of the LNC leadership, who want the new handpicked party to be the actual affiliate and don't want to bring the other New Mexico Party back into the fold. But that's just speculation.
Very true. Very true. Is it a violation that not to punish not? No. Short answer, no.
Depends on, okay.
Long answer, hell no.
Okay, define Nazi. Hate that I have to ask that, but is this an actual Nazi or?
Look, if you're in the political arena and you're punching someone, it's fine. All politics is blood sport. All politics is fist fights. I'm gonna get people who are angry with me for saying that, but it's okay. They expect it of me at this point.
Fair. That's a fair point.
I do being serious though. Yeah, we do need to make sure we respect the freedom of speech of all people. And that even includes, I've protected the freedom of speech, or fought for the freedom of speech of white supremacists, because they have the right to say whatever stupid thing that they want to. Communists.
My fist is freedom of speech, though. Like, look at it. It's talking. So
now you're the Austin Peterson type of libertarian.
I think the only thing you have to respect is Hannah Goodman's authority.
So, it's one thing to let people say what they want, but whenever they use violence, that's not acceptable. And Nazis do tend to use violence. Ultimately, that's their goal. But I would hope we can debate these issues and win in the marketplace of ideas. And unfortunately, we're losing in the marketplace of ideas right now.
Because the government is trying to regulate the marketplace of ideas.
And because we're suing each other.
That too. And then there's not much money to go around the marketplace of ideas. You know who doesn't have any ideas to even trade in the marketplace is ICE. But fortunately, we have some things to say about them. You know what, Kyle? I'm traveling. I can't think of things on the fly. Just hush yourself, please.
Didn't say anything.
There's a resolution that Keith Thompson has put forward. Now, incidentally, Keith Thompson drew the text of this resolution from the old Libertarian Party.
Oh, the party was woke as hell back then in the 1980s.
Oh yeah, with all the leftists and everything. We had all right.
Clearly, the far left infiltration has been going on for much longer than we thought.
Resolution co-sponsored by Thompson, Bost, Neville, and Buller. We hold that human rights should not be denied or abridged on the basis of nationality. We condemn massive roundups of Hispanic Americans and others by the federal government in its hunt for individuals not possessing required government documents. We strongly oppose all measures that would punish employers who hire undocumented workers. Such measures repress free enterprise, harass workers, and systemically discourage employers from hiring Hispanics. That is rather the point. Undocumented non-citizens should not be denied the fundamental freedom to labor and move about unmolested. Furthermore, immigration must not be restricted for reasons of race, religion, political creed, age, or sexual preference. We therefore call for the elimination of all restrictions on immigration, the abolition of ICE and the Border Patrol, and a declaration of full amnesty for all people who have entered the country illegally. The vote threshold required is 3/4 majority. Okay, everyone, we're all evil Antifa leftists. Why is this resolution great and playing into Antifa's hands?
Yeah, do you want to be a Papers, Please society where the police come up to you, the mass police come up to you and ask you to prove your citizenship every single day, and one day you lose your driver's license or it expires, and next thing you know, you're in El Salvador?
But
I
you
mean, that's what
guys, if we support this, we're bomb-throwing anarchists advocating violence against ICE.
Now, Austin Martin, who I'm pretty sure sees ballots go by and sees who's sponsoring them or who wrote them.
he sees George Soros everywhere.
He does see George Soros. George Soros is actually in the room with him right now, and we should have him in our thoughts and prayers. George Soros, I mean, for being in the same room as Austin Peterson. Or Austin Martin and Austin Peterson. Austin Peterson. It's one Austin, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
it's one.
I hope
have
Saturday
a resolution
George Soros
saying
shows
that
up
we
too.
don't want anyone named Austin in the party. Clearly, it's a cursed name.
Fair. We don't want
No.
even the area Austin. So Austin Martin, who just decides to oppose things, decided to oppose this, but he had to do it deftly, right? Because he's opposing something that was in the LP platform. I absolutely support the freedom of movement. However, it should be semicolon, however, comma, but it's just comma, however, comma. I think it is a mistake to frame this in the context of unlimited global human rights and as if present immigration enforcement actions were solely an expression of racial animus. Nobody said it was solely an expression of racial animus. They said what was happening was that Hispanics were being deterred from seeking employment, and employers, let's look for the charges of sole racial animus. I don't see it. It is misleading and dishonest. It is to accuse them of saying that when they didn't. Freedom of movement does not necessarily demand us to adopt an unreasonable and utopian or open borders policy as a practical solution. You got to read your party platform. You got to study your party history, man. I don't know what to tell you.
It's amazing how many people don't seem to have actually read the platform.
Really. I agree. Sorry, Jake, go on.
We don't use
More
common sense.
important
We
to say.
have open immigration among the states. We've always had it. It's what's made this country prosper. And they act like there's some magical line that people, when they cross it, that you need to have papers, you need to go through a checkpoint, you need to show all this documentation and everything else. It's ridiculous. We've had people that have crossed borders to work. They do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not mass chaos because of it. What they're talking
So
about is
Austin-
citizenship, not migration, and that's what they're really concerned about.
Comrade Martin says, I think the winning ground here is to insist that all government and law enforcement operations must obey the Fourth Amendment, even when conducting immigration enforcement. That would be fine if people hadn't explicitly declared that the Fourth Amendment did not apply to immigration enforcement, that immigration enforcement required violating the Fourth Amendment. That would be fine. But now you have two terms that aren't being treated as compatible with one another.
Right. See, okay.
This would...
Oh, go ahead.
Go for it. No. This would protect individual rights without being unreasonable and callous toward Native populations. He says, who do you think the Native populations are? Latin Americans are much more Native populations than most of us, actually.
I mean...
No, everyone knows Jesus created America and brought all the honkies here because this is the promised land that Jesus promised everyone. It's America. No.
I was actually never taught that as a child.
What?
Rose, please go on.
Clearly, it's because you went to a left-wing indoctrination camp. Clearly,
In
Right.
some ways,
Antifa has infiltrated your schools.
George Soros funded Kyle's school.
She is from. Yeah, it's true.
no. Rose, what were you saying? I'm sorry, go on.
Well, okay. Let's look at the most common reasons why people take issue with the open borders plank. Either this version or the version that currently exists in the LP platform. Okay, that usually the explanation is that, okay, yeah, if we didn't have a massive centralized state, this would be fine, except we have a welfare state that we all have to pay into, and then if people can just come into the country and use social programs that we've all had to pay into and they haven't, then that's not fair to us, because then they're not available when we need them, even though we've had to pay into them. That, and also, also we have voting. So why is it right that someone who may have completely different cultural values can come into our local area and vote for politicians who don't share our values? So those are the most common arguments for why someone might oppose this. So I know there have been some amendments proposed that I would be okay with adding a line saying welfare state bad, and also I don't know, so not necessarily democracy bad, but just expressing that, yeah, we don't support the current political system either, because then we'll have on record the people who are voting against this, but also we'll have removed those as explanations for why people have voted against this. So yeah, I'm fine with saying welfare state bad.
Well, that's the libertarian position to take, right? We oppose the welfare state, and what we're talking about is migration, not voting, not citizenship. We're talking about people coming here to live for a while and work. People crossing borders, paying their own way in here, and living as free people. And there's nothing wrong with people traveling, the freedom to travel, a God-given right to travel. There's nothing wrong about it. You're not violating anyone else's property rights by doing so. That's the only libertarian position. There are actually two libertarian positions on immigration. There's the minarchist position of open borders and the anarchist position of no borders. There are your two libertarian positions on immigration, as Thomas Knapp pointed out.
And
and
studies
and in two
have
words,
even
open immigration.
And studies have even shown, Kyle, that immigrants do end up putting more into the economy than they take out through welfare.
Right. I mean, they simultaneously, take all the jobs, but also take all the welfare somehow.
It's crazy. I don't know. So yes, there's that. And once again, our culture and our values do evolve. I mean, we did an entire stream on this last night. Like, you cannot say that culture and values exist in a vacuum, and anything that disrupts that status quo is innately evil. No, anything that disrupts that status quo is politics being perpetuated. Is the state, is actually the political body, enlivening itself, because politics requires disruption. It is a good thing to add further dimensions to identity. That is good. That is expansive. That is infinitely creative. Yes, we should try and direct the way that our zeitgeist shifts and is shaped, but we shouldn't fight the fact that it shifts and is shaped. That is always a losing battle. Circumstances change, so you're going to have to change. Direct that change, fine, but don't push against that change. It's politically lethal. It is personally lethal as well. Goodness. Nevertheless, the state pushes on in its attempt to fight change. Now with a Department of Remigration. Yes, so there is an attempt at an Office of Remigration, which calls for removal of migrants. This comes from Wired. The details of the plan are contained in a 136-page notification document, which I really hope once again ends with "Thank you for your attention to this matter," sent by the State Department to 6 congressional committees, including the House Foreign Affairs and Appropriations Committees and the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, for approval by July 1st, I'm assuming next year. Or they're time traveling. They do seem to want to go back in time. The Office of Remigration will serve as the Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration's hub for immigration issues and repatriation tracking, the document reads. It will provide a policy platform for interagency coordination with DHS and other agencies on removals and repatriations, and for intra-agency policy work to advance the president's immigration agenda.
This gets scarier the more you talk. Like that tweet saying
I tend to get scary the more I talk.
remigration. Like, okay, people are like, maybe they're not. Maybe they're just using the dictionary definition and not paying attention to the historical significance of the word. But
Oh, no way.
I mean,
They know what they're
no. I'm not that charitable
They
towards
know.
the government, but people still want. I can understand wanting to believe that things are not as bad as they clearly are.
It's a cross between a dog whistle and a mustache twirl,
Uh-huh.
I think. Yeah.
I never thought they'd be this, like, look, we've been worried about a fascistic government for a long time. We're libertarians. We've been screaming about this for as long as we've been alive. But, like, I guess I didn't think it would be so blatant. Like, I thought it would still be hidden behind, like, professional sounding language and explanations
It
meant to make
was-
people feel better.
See, that's the difference. Is the previous administration did hide their totalitarianism behind the official sounding
A
language.
threat to our
Experts
democracy.
say, yes, threat to our democracy. Experts are saying, all of this really patronizing, like people got really upset with that. And so what we're seeing is a reaction to that. People don't want to get that patronizing language. Rather, they want that dirty, crude, shock value type of rhetoric. This truly is, it is a rhetorical reaction to the prior Orwellian sort of, we're couching all of this in really nice, positive, friendly fascistic terminology. And now we just have a less kind, less gentle totalitarianism. Eventually it just gets here. Eventually we get here.
Right. I mean, like for example, like when you have news agencies reporting on like blatant civil rights violations by ICE, like, okay, because I had my political awakening during the Bush administration, and I thought, and they were horrible. I'm like, it couldn't possibly get worse than this, could it? Like, I feel like a department, like an official government department under the Bush administration, they would have at least given a form letter response saying, oh, we take allegations of misconduct very seriously and we'll investigate this and blah, blah, blah. Now you have official government accounts on social media that just respond with memes.
Memes and just a tweet that says remigrate, period. And, in a way, I think we have to get here for people to take notice, and yet people still don't take notice. I cannot be clearer. It's happening. The things you read about in history. No, we are not at all of the stages. We don't need to wait to get to all of the stages. People always think about what it means to live under a totalitarian system. They don't always look entirely the same. It has to change at some point, because people learn about the old tricks.
But it's a scary thought, too, that a lot of the people, a lot of libertarians, people that self-describe themselves as libertarians, I sure wouldn't call them that, they want to live under a totalitarian state because they think this brand of totalitarianism is going to get them what they want. So they want to live under the totalitarian state. They know it's here. They agree with us. They just think it's a good thing. So they are happy with it, and they're
Even
welcoming it
worse,
right in.
right?
Yeah.
But you're absolutely correct. That is not libertarianism. And the argument for that isn't just, well, it'll be turned against you. It's already being turned against you. When you're using the state to target people who do not think like you because they don't think like you, when you're using the state to target people that are just other, however you want to describe it, you are turning that against yourself. You are shutting yourself off from any engagement. You're shutting yourself off from evolution. And I'm not talking about having your mind changed. I'm talking about bettering your arguments. I'm talking about thinking more deeply. You are cutting yourself off for opportunities to engage with politics. And once again, create your identity, create new dimensions of identity. You are putting it on yourself right now. We don't have to wait for it to get turned against you. You turned it on yourself.
Well, and we've got the problem, too, of all these influencers, if you will. How they remain successful is they rile people up, and people only begin to see things. People generally go towards one of the two main sides in this, left or right, and they will decide that everything their side does is right or acceptable because the other side is completely wrong. And this happens on both sides of it. That you only see violence that the left does, or you only see violence that the right does. You only see the wrongs of that side because you're not talking to one another. You're getting your news from the echo chamber, and the people in those echo chambers have a vested interest in making sure that you're getting stuff that's going to rile you up to drive their algorithms higher and to get more views, to get more ad revenue, and to get them on Fox News or MSNBC or whatever they're going to be on more and more and more. And so they're going to keep filling that hate. Now, do they have a responsibility for when this turns deadly, when people start to die, when bad things start to happen? Are they going to say, well, I was just one of many people doing this? Or are we going to look and say that we have a responsibility for the things that we say and for the collective action that it's causing people to take? That we are leading this to civil war. I mean, you've got leading influencers on Twitter that have called for civil war. I don't think they actually know what a civil war looks like,
Right.
but they're
No,
calling
because
for it.
people who have seen actual violence are the ones saying that that's the last thing people want. It's always the keyboard warriors who are calling for
They
civil
don't
war.
think it's really going to happen,
Right.
but it does.
Or it'll be
And I'm
other
saying-
people affected and they'll just reap whatever benefits they think will come from it.
Just like I will be the king of the Hoppian dictatorship
Mhm.
because I'm so alpha. I don't know. That's how I feel personally, but I'm correct about it. So no, but I mean, the way to head this off
He has to
is
be
also
stopped, you guys.
I do. The way to head this off is not to do nothing, right? And the way to head this off is not just to sit here and talk. Yes, we're on the business list, we're pontificating, but we are also going out and we're doing things. We're demonstrating. There's another No Kings protest demonstration on Saturday. Y'all got to be there. We've given you signage before. We can give you signage again. Slogans, things to say. This is a moment that we need to harness and render a movement. Now, we don't just fix things by saying, can we please just get along? We don't fix things with policy fora. Those are nice. But once again, that is very much like the small L liberal summits of, let's just have some peace talks and liberalize our markets and maybe our enemies will like us. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than making our enemies be okay with us, right? We need to combat violations of rights against others, even if ours aren't being directly violated. A violation of someone else's rights is a violation of your rights as well, because those rights were given to you by compact. So if the state is violating someone else's rights, they're saying this contract is not valid anymore. So it's a violation against everyone. Needless to say, there are some people who are pushing back. I don't know, Jeremy, do we have this queued up? There's more ICE pushback from...
if you mean the DOJ brings first Antifa thing, I've got that one ready.
No.
Oh, the fact that, they're going to be, or at least for the...
That's the
in
one you asked.
Texas,
the
there
one-
are going to be National Guard troops deployed because supposedly it's an Antifa gathering. Because,
no,
oh.
I'm talking about...
The one you asked Jeremy to queue up, I have ready, but that's the ex post on Antifa.
There's the Misha ICE agents, aka state-sanctioned
Okay.
incel thugs, turning
Got it.
tail and running away.
Yep.
All right.
Got it. Hold, please. Where's the thing? There's the thing. Go.
Get in the car! Get the car! Get the out of here! Quit your job! Do you feel fear?
Guys, let him leave! Let them leave!
Losers! You hear the people sing!
Let them leave! I need them gone to protect my workers! Let them leave!
Chill out! Let them leave!
They drove away on 4 flat tires. No, this happened about an hour and a half from me, so I'm proud of the people in my state for
Why
not
weren't
standing
you
for
there?
this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, the best part is like they showed up to try to go after people who were doing roofing work. They just didn't
Mhm.
come down from the roofs, and then other people surrounded them and drove them off.
The solution is to just be a cat and just like stay in a high location, and ice is not going to be able to scramble up on those thin branches. Yeah, guys, people are pushing back,
Mhm.
and it's great. It's good to see. They're scared. They're kind of cowards.
Well,
That's the thing. These are people who, again, I've said this before, but as if people who join regular police forces aren't oftentimes bad enough. Like ICE is really having to recruit the absolute dregs of society. These people want that $1,000 bounty per person they can get. They're not going to go after those gang members and criminals that the Trump administration said they were going to be targeting. They just want to grab
those are too scary.
anyone. Yeah, exactly. That might put
Those
them
people
in,
are too scary.
that might
the
put them in
furries are
actual
too scary
danger.
for them. They're
The
afraid
furries
of
are very
furries.
scary
Oh, those
because they're insulated, Jake.
furries are organized.
They're indestructible.
Don't fuck with furries.
Well,
They're
I mean,
organized and they're scary. But
they're very
people just doing a
religious,
roofing
and
job.
a shitload of frogs are showing up. They know what's happening. The plague is coming from God.
Oh, Alex Jones warned us about this
All the
years
frogs are
ago.
hopping in.
Way more worried about the unicorns.
The unicorns are very frightening.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
they want people who they can easily get that bounty from, who aren't going to put up much of a fight, who are just going to be easy to abduct. So yeah, who possibly could have seen this coming? That if you just put a bounty on anyone who is in the country supposedly illegally, or who can't produce proper documentation on the spot at the very least, like that, you're just going to have people rounding up random
just like
people just trying to do their jobs.
It's like that guy that got
Right.
released from prison right after like 43 years of being, innocent for murder. And so he gets out of prison. They immediately say, "Oh, now we're going to deport you." Been in prison
Right.
for 43 years for a crime he didn't commit or something. So they immediately deport him. Well, that's an easy way for them to make money. The publicity of this is so bad, though, and that's, I think, probably what our job is to make sure people know the violence that is happening because of this. To know that they're going around asking people. We used to talk about, papers, please, in the Soviet Union, right? That's what we have here. You see videos of U.S. citizens being asked for their papers, just like we were a communist dictatorship.
Papers don't even necessarily mean anything. Like, you have people who are in the process of applying for citizenship or applying for asylum.
Well,
But-
Trump thinks asylum means insane asylum. He doesn't know what asylum means, and so he constantly gets that wrong, and he thinks they're talking about insane asylums. And after
It's the
10
trans
years,
ideology. They need to go to asylums. I don't know what to tell you. Kelly, you were going to say something?
Yes. It was pointed out that anyone who is protesting this weekend to be safe.
Mhm.
And I wanted to make it very clear that we want you to go out and protest, but we want you to also bring a med kit with you. Make sure you're armed in case things go sideways and you need to protect yourself. By being safe, protect yourself. Definitely be out there, though. We need to be out there. We need to be showing everybody how angry we are about these things.
And if anyone
Right.
tells you to do something illegal, assume they're a Fed.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously,
But
if your state doesn't
making
want you
ICE
to
go away
carry-
is not illegal.
Right. Arkham
Yeah,
Asylum, indeed.
Be safe, be armed, bring protection,
And that
bring
kind.
gear, and that kind.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
anyone you meet at these protests, they've probably been around. So yeah, protect
Look,
yourselves.
you're going to be around a bunch of people that are excited to be out there, and at some point, you got to go back home, and it could be with someone. It could be.
It
Amanda
could
shaking
be.
her head because she doesn't think she can pick a guy up at a protest.
there's a lot of frogs out there, though. There are.
There are a lot of frogs. Yeah,
And if you
don't
kiss
kiss
them,
the
yeah,
frogs.
turn into a prince.
It's too bad they're all intersex frogs now.
That's right.
Turn
All
the
seeking
freaking
asylum.
frogs gay!
for their trans ideology. Bring camera. Have a what's it called? A
Your hand.
no,
Your phone's fucking. Put your phone in airplane mode.
Faraday bag for your phone,
And
not
bring a
just airplane.
burner phone. Okay, I mean, because
Yeah.
even if
Burners are cheap.
right, I mean, like you could easily be pickpocketed at these protests. There are people who go there just to take advantage of any unrest and to steal things. So you have perfect like there are plenty of valid reasons for not wanting to bring your expensive iPhone to a protest. Okay, bring a cheap burner phone.
Guys, we had awesome libertarian turnout, and actually some really cool results come of it. At the first round of No Kings protests, there are others this weekend. Get out there, have your signage. We got some folks in LP Alliance that are bringing the world's smallest political quiz as a way of breaking the ice. We have our standard Libertarian Party is the only party of No Kings. Signage and language for you to sign. And the great thing about the great thing about that is that there are concrete policy demands on there, so that we are actually saying, here's what we stand for, here is what we're demanding. The big focus, though, is going to be obviously abolishing ICE, and calling for the end of this absolute totalitarian crap. So that's what to focus on. And to make clear that the Libertarian Party has always stood for the free movement of free people, and for the liberation required to see that free movement. So go out there.
If you go out armed, do not act like a cowboy. Make it clear you are armed, but do not
Don't do
try
that
to be
anyway.
stupid with your gun. Don't be that guy.
Don't use it as a show
Barrel
of
stays
force.
safe, gun
Yeah,
stays in
wait
holster,
until you're being
unless
attacked
it is required.
before doing something. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be caught up in a situation where you have to prove that you were acting in self-defense.
As we've talked about before, though, when you are armed, the police are much less likely to do anything to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's
Freedom in our
a
lifetime,
saying
and
about
freedom.
polite societies or something. A certain type of society being a polite society.
Mm-hmm. An armed one, I think. I think that's it. Maybe it's legs.
With these
Sounds
guns,
about
these
right.
guns. A legged society is a polite society. A society with as many eyebrows as it has legs.
There is now. Okay, so I'm going slightly off topic for just a second here. Alexis pointed out that they haven't banned all guns in Illinois. Chicago banned AR-15s. However, a company has decided to make a Chicago legal AR-15. It exists now. It's hilarious. It's got like your traditional shotgun stock on it, and so it counts like as a long rifle because of the way the law is written. And instead of the normal charging handle in the back, they put the charging handle in front. So it's it's really funny. But it does exist now. You can now have an AR-15 sort of in Chicago.
Oh yeah, New York is similar, where like they have versions of guns just for New York, where they like it's the same rifle, but it just doesn't look scary. Because I mean, New York is one of the worst states to be in if you want to be able to defend yourself.
You're
Like,
allowed to have
basically,
assault
yeah,
sandwiches
the
in
New York State government basically just banned every scary looking gun.
That's
But
why
you
I'm
can't
not
have
allowed in New York.
assaults.
Oh, you
So,
can't
right?
have we've got common sense sandwich control in New York State. Like nobody needs more than 3 slices of meat on their sandwich and more than
You
2
don't,
types
actually.
of cheese and more than
Look,
one
in
condiment.
Amandistan,
Oh, no.
there won't be meat or cheese.
Nobody
So there
needs
is
a
that.
sandwich that's over
Nobody
11
needs a
inches.
sandwich. Look,
I'm just waiting for this answer. I'm waiting for the explanation. It's going to be amazing.
no, I was just nobody needs. Look, there are plenty of other foodstuffs, and sandwiches. I don't know why you would do it, right? Like I don't know why you would have 2 pieces of bread and a filling in one bite. It feels excessive to me. I don't know. Nobody needs a sandwich. I think so. Yeah, like you can have other things, but I'm with Rose in New York. I think that we need common sense sandwich reform. Chiefly just have I'm an individualist, so I believe in each part of the sandwich being savored individually.
Think of the children.
Yeah.
You don't want children to be able to get their hands on a sandwich with so many calories that they are setting themselves up for a lifetime of health problems down the line. Come on, people. Think of the children.
Think of the children, please.
We don't need sandwiches
Amanda
that are
called
over
me-
500 calories.
Amanda called me the other day, and I was having an open-faced single slice of bread sandwich, and she was still mad.
Wait, did I call you? No, I didn't
Yes,
because you
you
called
did.
me. Was it one of those times when you asked me to call you and I called you?
I don't remember that. Probably.
Probably.
That's most of them.
Yeah, but Alexa makes a good point. That there is now. I guess that was you that made that point, Kyle. There is an Illinois-friendly assault rifle.
Not assault rifle. Assault rifles are banned and scary. Long gun.
That was the joke. That was the joke.
Long gun.
That was the joke. Tragic. I mean, you're like a bull in a deli shop. I don't know what to tell you.
Given the
All
current
right.
situation for how people are feeling about religions around the world, the most dangerous delis are probably Jewish delis.
Well, I mean, like you could always go to a Jewish dairy restaurant and then not tip and get soup dumped on you. That's a story that happened to a certain person. Talk about a lot. Okay, we are going to sign off now. We have I think we do have a stream for we will likely be doing some kind of stream for the Colorado Convention. Then there is an LNC meeting on Sunday, for which we will also be doing some kind of stream.
Didn't they just do 2 meetings last week?
They did. They can't get enough of each other, though, Jake. You can tell. You can see the love in their eyes. It's beautiful.
It feels weird when there isn't a meeting on weekends.
I mean, they're having 2 therapy sessions a week now.
What am I going to do with myself?
There's no therapist though, so it's.
Oh, we had some great new articles on the Torch this week. So we had the debut of Jay Jalot, who just wrote an article and had it published today about the generational divide in the Libertarian Party. We continue to get wonderful stuff. We published a piece of work from the Russian Libertarian Party. I am revamping Make Libertarianism Left Again in response to current events. So there'll be a newer edition of that's coming out probably tomorrow. You all should also come to LPA Molotov Cocktail Hour. That is Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's always a good time. Sometimes people have to go to the gulag, but that's fine.
Room
I'm a
4.
benevolent tyrant.
Don't let yourself
Yeah.
be taken alive to room 4.
Don't. Actually do, because it's more fun for me. We've got merch. Get yourself some Live Free, Die Fresh merch.
Also, make sure to check out Freedom Uncuts. Are You Smarter Than a Politician tomorrow? As
Because Phil's going to be
Phil
on.
Ryan will be on.
The God King Mongol of LPA. He loves it when we call him that, by the way.
He does.
He makes us call him that.
Yeah. That's why I'm in
Yeah.
here. I forgot one time.
We call him that voluntarily because we
You miss
totally
God
want
King.
to. I mean, we're not facing
Yeah.
punishment if we don't call him that.
All right, guys. We will see you probably on Saturday, maybe on Sunday, definitely on Monday because we're talking to Charlie Larkin, and then on Tuesday for the Solidarity streams. We're always doing a thing, but until next Thursday, we are the Business List. We're gonna say anarchy. And we're gonna say anarchy. Full transparency. Now I wanna say anarchists on the business list. Destroy!